Welcome and thank you for attending the LMS course on Deviation Management 2016. At the completion of this presentation there will be a series of questions to ensure that you understand the material provided. The purpose of the Deviation Management SOP has been revised to include the discovery and reporting of the deviation, immediate action taken, investigation, root cause and finally corrective and preventive action, also known as CAPA. Let's review a few of the changes to the SOP. The deviation report has been revised and now has a new format. There is a new option to email the deviation report to number deviations. New investigational tools will be available to help perform root cause analysis. The SOP was revised to focus core fundamentals from creation of the deviation to CAPA. Finally, the role of effectiveness plan creation and execution has been removed from this SOP. That function is performed by quality staff and the process is outlined in another NYBC SOP. Here you can see the format of the deviation report has been changed. Now deviation reports can be submitted in the following manner. By trackwise, which is the preferred method, by email to number deviations or by faxing the deviation report to the number located at the top of the form. Additionally, a section has been added under immediate action. Is there a potential for product impact? Simply mark off the appropriate box that applies. Pay particular attention. If yes is marked off, place the product on hold. Or request that the product is to be placed on hold, by sending an email to number quality. Now, take a look at the new flow chart. First and foremost, at the time of discovery, staff need to take immediate action on the product or supplies involved that may have been impacted by the deviation. A hold may be required. Simply send an email to number quality and include all pertinent information necessary to place products on hold, such as unit identification number, collection site code and collection date. Within 5 calendar days staff must generate a deviation. It is essential to write clearly, legibly, and provide as much information as possible. Information may include a picture of the blood unit, flow sheets, consent or permission form, QC results or testing data. After the deviation is created, quality will review the report and determine the risk level, assign a deviation code, deviation category, and reportability. If there are any questions or additional information is needed to code the deviation properly, quality may contact you directly. Then, based on the deviation category assigned, the responsible department will perform the required steps of investigation. Regardless of the risk level assigned, minor, major, or critical, the investigating department should submit the completed report to quality within 30 calendar days from initiation of the deviation report. Here are a few additional changes. The deviation categories have been revised slightly. Please review them carefully in the SOP. Minor: this is a low risk level and is defined as practices, processes, or conditions exist that are not expected to adversely affect the quality of product or service quality, the rights, safety, or well-being of patients, donors, or staff, or the quality and integrity of critical data. Major: this is a moderate risk level and is defined as practices, processes, or conditions exist that represent systematic issues and have the potential to adversely affect the quality of product or service quality, the rights, safety, or well-being of patients, donors, or staff, or the quality and integrity of critical data. Critical: this is a high risk level and is defined as practices, processes, or conditions exist that adversely affect the quality of product or service quality, the rights, safety, or well-being of patients, donors, or staff, or the quality and integrity of critical data. Also, there is a new job aid that outlines the immediate action, investigation, and root cause elements required. What do you do during the immediate action phase? Here are a few points to consider during the process. Do products need to be placed on hold? If so, email number quality. Do products or supplies need a review by MRB to release? If so, email number MRB. Does equipment need to be removed from service and tagged? Does the deviation impact test results? These are a few questions you can ask during the immediate action phase. Investigation should occur as promptly as possible to the time the deviation is created. Information can be retrieved quicker and the investigation process is made simpler. It is recommended, especially in deviations that involve multiple departments, to work collaboratively with one another. Write responses that detail step by step what occurred that contributed to the error, by each separate department. A deviation report should be well written and tell a clear sequence of events. At any time during the deviation investigation you can contact quality for support. In the CAPA phase, which is for major and critical deviations, confirm that the CAPA addresses the root cause that was identified in the investigation. The CAPA response should focus on process and system corrections, not people. Detail the steps that will be taken to correct the error, which should include timelines that are realistic, sensible, and attainable. When a deviation is ready for review, the executive director or director of the department must complete and review the deviation within 30 calendar days from the time the deviation was created. Thereafter, quality should review the deviation within 10 calendar days. A reportable deviation must be submitted timely in order to submit to FDA within 4-5 days. The quality review will include the following based on the deviation. 1. A review to determine if a system error was identified, that 2. Products were appropriately placed on hold or discarded, that 3. Notifications were made and that there is evidence in the deviation. 4. RCA was performed. 5. Corrective actions are appropriate, and include dates of implementation. 6. Finally, that NYBC has complied with all NYBC procedures and applicable regulations. If all of these elements have been met, the deviation will be approved and quality will create the effectiveness verification plan. If during the quality review the elements, previously mentioned, are not supplied in the deviation, the report will be rejected with a reason. The deviation will be returned to the department for additional work based on the feedback. For your convenience, tools will be provided and available on Pulse on the Quality and Regulatory Affairs Pulse site under Quality Tools. You may use this information at any time to assist during the investigation and root cause analysis activities.